Are the Georgia Bulldogs about to go on a massive, massive recruiting run? Well, it looks like it after what I'm hearing this past weekend. It was a giant recruiting weekend in Athens, a lot of big-time official visitors. And I'll be honest with you, as soon as I'm done with this video, I have to start writing commitment stories, all right? I've got to get on top of it because a lot of players, a lot of prospects, a lot of big targets, I think, are starting to say to themselves, hey, I think I know where to go. I'm coming off a big official visit to Georgia. I might want to wrap this thing up soon. And it's not surprising because, as you know, if you're a Dog Post member, if you've been watching my videos, you knew that a lot of official visitors this past weekend were already leaning Georgia's way. And I'm going to talk about those guys in just a second. But, of course, every time Georgia has a big recruiting weekend, sources say, you know, everyone had a great time because how could you not, right? They've got the trophies to show off. The coaches have the resumes. They are ace recruiters up and down the staff. And this is when they do their best, when their big targets and commitments come to town for a full weekend with their family and show them that it's not all about football. Yes, this is a powerhouse program that can win championships and get you to the NFL, right? You can check those boxes. But, you know, these prospects and their families, they get to see the nutrition program. They get to see the full weight room. They get to speak with academic advisors. They get to walk around campus, see the business school, the whatever school they're interested in, right? They get the full effect. And at a place like Georgia, where they are obviously strong athletically, especially within the football program, but it's a very good school academically. And when these prospects get to campus and their families see everything Georgia has to offer, right? Because these aren't unofficial visits. You're not in town and out. They're there for the full weekend, Friday to Sunday, getting all their questions answered, and it usually turns into commitments. Now, I believe several prospects told the Georgia staff this weekend, hey, I'm coming. You know, I don't want to make it public just yet, but hey, I'm telling you right now, I want to be a Bulldog. Put me down silently and let's figure something out, a commitment date to make this go public. I'm going to dig more into that, but first, have to plug collegebronze.com because Father's Day is right around the corner. You don't want to miss it. It is going to be here real quick, and these are selling fast. So if you're looking for a Father's Day gift or a super late graduation gift, it's right here. Get yourself this Bulldog. It's the best looking, most detailed Bulldog on the market, and you can get a discount today. Promo code DOGPOST, DAWGPOST. All the information is in the description below in this video. So if you're still looking for a Father's Day gift, you don't want to get him a tie, you don't want to get him a belt, you don't want to get him clothes or anything, whatever. Get him this bad boy that he can put in his office, by the pool, front porch. They're going to love it. 35 pounds of stone. It's crafted, handmade in Roswell, Georgia, okay? Local business, support, small businesses. Get yours today, collegebronze.com. You will not regret it. Okay. Now, I talked earlier, I made a video last week talking about guys who have set commitment dates for July. Guys like Zayden Walker, who I believe is committing July 5th. Travis Smith Jr., big receiver out of Westlake High School. I believe he's July 13th, July 15th. It would not surprise me if both of those guys decided to commit to Georgia in June. I think both have been trending Georgia's way for a minute now. Excuse me. And I thought Georgia led for both of them going into this official visit. And what I'm hearing behind the scenes is everything just went according to plan. Everything was very successful. And I think Georgia has a comfortable lead with both of those prospects and more. But those are just two guys that it would not surprise me. Maybe sooner rather than later, they say, you know what? I know I wanted to commit in July, take some official visits in June after the Georgia one, but I know where I want to go. And it's Georgia. Let's just do it. Let's just jump on board now. So that would not surprise me. Taylon Taylor is a wide receiver that some thought could commit to Georgia this weekend, and he may have silently. That's a guy that I have a close eye on from Illinois. Big time target for other programs. Notre Dame, I think, was hoping that he did not tell the Georgia staff that he was committed, but he is a multi-sport guy, really good athlete at receiver. He can play outside, inside. He's agile. He's got great acceleration, burst, big playability, strong hands. That's a guy towards the top of Georgia's board who was in town this weekend. I still think Georgia leads for him, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if he committed to Georgia later this month. He still has some visits to go as well. For more details on that, I want y'all to go to Dog Post. But Another guy, Juan Gaston Jr. I thought this was kind of a Georgia, Tennessee, South Carolina, maybe an Auburn battle, but I've always thought that Georgia was the team out in front for him. He's got a great relationship with Stacey Searles. He knows that Georgia wins, and he's big on winning. He's big on trying to play. He knows that he fits Georgia's style of play. He knows that they've brought in some really big guys in the last class and beyond it. He knows Stacey Searles knows how to develop the big guys, if I can get my words out properly. But he's another kid from South Fulton, Westlake High School. I call him Mount Gaston, 6'7", 340. He doesn't have a set commitment date, but that's another guy who has visits lined up for the rest of June. But it wouldn't surprise me at all if he said, you know what, I'm done. I know where I want to go, and I could definitely see him getting on Georgia's commit list before the end of the month. Now, most of the time, these kids will wait until July. They'll take all their visits, even though they probably know where they're going to go throughout, during the process somewhere, whether it's that first official visit, the middle one, or the last. More often than not, they kind of know where they're going while they're taking those visits. But we always see the June commitments too. There's always a few kids who are like, you know what? I'm over it. I want to spend the rest of the month of June with my family and friends. I don't want to go on another official visit, out of state. It's a lot. And then it's, especially towards the end of the month, families are kind of getting tired of it, kind of getting over it. It's a lot of travel. There's just a lot. And so a lot of guys will say, you know what, I'm done. I'm over it. Let's just go ahead and commit now. So I expect Georgia to get several commitments in the month of June. And then going into July, there should be a flurry. But I do believe that there are several prospects who, directly or indirectly told the staff, hey, you can count me in. I'm coming, but I do want to take other visits, but you don't have to worry about me. And maybe we'll figure out a commitment date to go public at another time. But whether they're planning on committing in June or July, a lot of these guys in town, I think, are still trending Georgia's way. Lagonza Hayward is a safety defensive back from the state of Georgia, Lyons, Georgia, Toombs County, who I think was trending Tennessee's way. That's a guy that I think Georgia said, okay, we're going to start pushing for him more. I think he was treated very well by the Georgia staff, and everything I heard from that visit was that things went very well. He was looking forward to this one, and I think that if he does have the green light, he's the guy who could commit sooner than later and say, you know what, I'm done with the process. I want to be at Georgia. They want me. It was a great official visit. I want to jump on board. Nick Brooks is another massive offensive lineman who was in town, lived in Georgia for a little bit, but he's an Iowa native, decommitted from the Iowa Hawkeyes. But that guy's like 6'7", 6'8", 350, 360, big dude. And he's a guy that if Georgia wants to take him, I think they could be tough to beat. Now, their offensive line board, there's a lot of guys on it, especially on the interior, and they took several interior guys in the last cycle too. But if Nick Brooks is a guy that they want, to really push for and pursue and push for a commitment, I can see him jumping on board this month. Now, I'm still working more on Justice Terry and Isaiah Gibson. I haven't heard from them directly, but I can tell that the staff, from what I've gathered, and I knew this would happen, that they're pushing hardcore, full court press. So I'm not surprised that I haven't heard back from either one of them, because you don't want to say too much. If you're committed elsewhere, I know how this goes. I've been doing this for over 10 years now. If you're committed elsewhere and you have a big official visit and it went very well and you're starting to maybe think about things, maybe opening things up, you're not telling people that immediately, right? You're keeping it to yourself. You're talking with your family for a few days. You don't want to make a headline. And a lot of these guys don't. A lot of these guys are told, hey, don't say too much to the media, yeah. It's not the way it used to be. A lot of these guys are very, controlled with what they say and what their family wants them to say and all that stuff. Everyone's different. But if you're committed and you're thinking about opening it up, you kind of open it up. You don't really flirt that idea with a lot of media members out there. But sources in Athens say they are still going to push hard for Justice Terry and Isaiah Gibson, 2 5-star defenders from the state of Georgia that they want badly. They're both committed to Southern Cal. We're both in Athens this past weekend. Long way to go, for either one before they have to make a final decision. But it wouldn't surprise me at all if one or both of those guys backed off that Southern Cal commitment. I still don't think either one will sign with Southern Cal when it's time to make a final decision. But from what I'm hearing, everything went according to plan this weekend, which is to be expected. I mean, Georgia has everything. They've got everything to offer. No one goes to Georgia and says, man, I was kind of disappointed in this part of the program or this part of the school, or that's not exactly what I wanted to hear. Unless it's like playing time and the staff is real with them and honest with them, with NIL too. They're not going to give all these kids a blank check like a lot of other schools are. And if that's what they're looking for, then it's probably not going to work out. But everything else, Georgia's a place that checks just about every box you look for, no matter what position you play. And that message came across loud and clear to a lot of these big time targets. So very big weekend. It wouldn't surprise me if a couple of these guys, maybe more than two, said pretty soon, you know what? I want to be a dog. I'm done with the process. I know where I want to be. And let's get things rolling. So again, I think Georgia may have landed some silent commitments that could turn public soon. We'll see how it goes. I got to start writing. I got to start writing some stuff up. I know that for sure. Thanks for watching this video. Get your dog today. collegeruns.com, the best Father's Day gift out there. Everything is in the description below in this video, so make sure you do that. They're selling like crazy, okay? Get yours so you can get it by Father's Day. Don't forget the discount. Promo code DOGPOST will be the smartest thing you ever did. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you on the website.